In today's guide, I'm going to be going over how to find all 50 of the different seashells that you can find in Link's Awakening and the little rewards that you get after you find certain amounts of them. So without further ado, let's get into this. Our very first one is going to be in this patch of like grass and bushes in Mabe Village. All you need for this one is the sword, so cut those down and it'll pop out of the grass. For the next one, if we go over to the trendy game and we actually have already gotten the Yoshi doll and the first piece of heart, the next time you enter the shop you should see the secret seashell as one of the rewards that you can get. There's also one more that you can get from the trendy game, but for this one you have to at least beaten the 4th dungeon, which is the Angler's Tunnel. After you've done that, come back to the trendy game and it should be in one of the rewards. Make sure you've already gotten the shovel, but other than that, go into the right side of the Bow Wow house and you can actually dig up a spot and it should pop out of the ground. After completing the face shrine, some new fish will occasionally appear in the little fishing minigame in Mabe Village, one of them being the Cheep Cheep. If you catch one of those for the first time, you'll get a free seashell for that. And you can also catch a blooper, and of course for the first time catching one of those, you also get a seashell for that. Heading down out of Mabe Village towards Toronbo Shore, if you go to the right towards the first dungeon, you can actually hit this tree with your Pegasus boots to get a free seashell. Also, once you've acquired bombs, you can go back to Tail Cave and go to the big main room of the dungeon, and you can blow up this wall here and go inside for another free seashell in a chest. Staying on the left side of Toronbo Shore, you can hit this little palm tree right here on the lower half of it, and you can actually knock a free seashell out of that. And if you head over to the right and find the spot where you meet Marin at sitting on the log, you can dig up in this little corner to find another one. Moving up to the mysterious forest, once you enter, if you head to the right, you can use your power bracelet to pick up a rock, open the chest, and you'll get another seashell. Keeping to the right and heading through the first little narrow passageway that you come to, you can head up from here and you can find a ring of flowers and a little sword and shield moblin. Get rid of him and dig in the middle to find a secret seashell. Making our way to the top left exit of the forest, we can actually dig in this top left little spot right here before we exit, and we could dig up a seashell right here. If you have Bow Wow with you, he'll sniff that one out. Heading straight up from there and then heading over to the right, we can actually take out some of these little bushes right here and dig underneath where the grass was to find another one. Right underneath the witch's hut, you can actually go into this little small section if you have the power bracelet to move the rocks, and you can actually chop down some little bushes here and then dig up the section in the middle of the lily pads to find a secret seashell. Heading left from the warp point in Ukuku Prairie, we can use our Pegasus boots to hit the tree right here and another one will fall out. Moving more to the right where we originally had to blow up the giant skull that was in the way, you can dig in the middle of these little rock formations right here and find another one. To the left of the entrance of Canalay Castle, if you use the hook shot to hook over to the little stump in the ground, you can go down these stairs and find one in a chest. From here, you can actually hop into the water and swim straight up and then dive underneath the water at this little waterfall to find another one underneath. Heading over to the Seashell Mansion, which has a warp point next to it if you need a reference, there's actually a seashell hidden in the grass right next to it. Heading over to the Tabal Wastelands, which is right below Dampé's little shack and above the graveyard, you can dig over here on the right side for a secret seashell. If we go ahead and head up to Dampé's and we complete 4 of his little challenge chamber dungeons, we can actually get a free one from him. Heading straight up and to the left, we can kill a couple of these Borblins that are in the way and pick up this rock, which will drop a secret seashell out from underneath it. Heading over to Richard's Villa, we can, after we have access to his little cellar basement, we can head down in here and stick to the left and push this rock out of the way and jump across this little gap to find one in a chest. Above Richard's Villa, next to Key Cavern, if you swim over to this little island, you can cut down the bush and find a secret seashell underneath it. And heading just to the left of that and going up onto this little platform, in between all of the grass, we can dig up here and find another one. Heading to the right of the Martha Bay's warp point, we head over to the right and we can cut down some bushes right here in the corner to find another secret seashell. Just to the left of this and below it, we can actually hop into the water and swim around and cut down this little bush on its own little island to find another one. Heading up from there, we can find this little maze full of rocks, and if we pick up the only boulder in the way, we can actually find another secret seashell under that. Heading just to the left and down a little bit from there, we can go through a cave which will bring us out on top of this little plateau above it, and we can dig right here next to this little owl statue to find one underneath. Making our way to the other side of the lake, closer to Animal Village, we can come down here and go across the little bridge to find another one next to another little owl statue. Heading to the left of the Martha Bay's waypoint, we can actually go into this little abandoned building and break a couple of pots in the bottom right to find another one. Heading to Animal Village, if you've already delivered the letter for Christine to Mr. Wright, you can actually go back to her and she'll reward you with a secret seashell for the delivery. Heading into the house next to hers, if you've already done the trade sequence and gotten the magnifying glass, you'll be able to see this little Zora in the little pond next to hers. So you can just talk to him and he'll tell you not to tell anybody that he's there and reward you with a secret seashell. Heading to the bottom right of Animal Village, if we go towards Yarna Desert, we can actually play Ballad of the Windfish on our ocarina and get the walrus to emerge, and he'll actually dive down and give us a secret seashell for waking him up. If we make our way all the way to the top right of the Yarna Desert, we can follow this cliff's edge and pick up the boulders at the end to find another one underneath. And if we're at the very top and we go right underneath the owl statue, we can actually dig right here to find another one. Heading up from Animal Village going into the ancient ruins, we can make our way towards the top middle of it and actually move these armos out of the way to unveil a staircase. Inside we can find a chest with another seashell in it. Heading up from the ancient ruins, if we make our way to the top right of this little maze and pick up the boulder, another one will be underneath. And while exploring the face shrine, if we make our way to the chess puzzle room, we can head up these stairs and it'll take us to a little platform in the River Rapids minigame. Open this chest and we can find another seashell. While doing the River Raid minigame, if we make our way towards the middle, there's a platform that looks empty. If we take our shovel out and dig in the top right spot, we can find a seashell underground. And if we play the Rapids Race minigame and finish the race in under 35 seconds, the man will actually award us with another secret seashell. Teleporting to the Tall Heights waypoint, we can actually head to the right of this and drop a bomb and pick it up and throw it into this little hole next to it, and it'll actually blow a secret seashell out of the little hole. If we make our way through the Tall Heights, we can actually go just past the Angler's Tunnel entrance and find a secret seashell underneath the water here. Heading up the ladder from there and making our way to this little house and bridge, we can pick up another bomb and throw it into the hole here, and it'll blow another secret seashell out of there. Making our way to the right of that and going across another little bridge, we can pick up a rock in the little corner here, and there will be a secret seashell under there. And if we keep heading right through the Tall mountain range, we can actually go just before the Eagle Tower into a cave and find our way through the little maze that they have in there to find another one out on this little ledge. Once inside the Eagle's Tower, if you drop down this farthest left hole in the Hinox room, you can actually fall onto the ledge right here and make your way all the way up to find a chest with another secret seashell in there. Making our way through the left side of the mountain range, if we make our way through this little narrow passage outside of the cave, we can reach the top of the mountain range right here and pick up the rock in the top right to find another one underneath. And finally, once we make our way all the way to the farthest left of the Tall mountain range, we can actually dig in this little spot next to all these little pebbles on the ground, and you'll find your last seashell. Once you've collected 5 secret seashells, you can actually come and collect your first reward, which is a heart piece. After collecting 15 secret seashells, you can actually come and get the seashell sensor, which will ping and sort of vibrate your controller once you get close to a seashell, which is really nice. At 30 secret seashells, you will actually get a tile for the Dampe's Dungeon Maker. Definitely the best reward. Once you get 40 secret seashells, you can actually raise your sword up and it will convert it into the Koholint sword, which is kind of like the master sword from previous games, where if you swing it while you're at full health, it will actually shoot a little beam out, and if I'm not mistaken, it does a little bit more damage as well. And last of all, once you've actually acquired all 50 of the secret seashells, it will pretty much tell you congratulations for doing all that, and you had the persistence to actually see it through. And it's kind of a slap in the face because it gives you another tile for Dampe's Dungeon Maker, which I don't really feel like was a great reward for all that, and it shoots a couple of rupees down at you, so that's cool, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, though, that is going to be just about it for this guide. I hope this helped you guys out. I know it's a long and tedious process to grab all of these seashells, so hopefully this video made it a little bit easier for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next guide.